Welcome to the SilverSneakers Stretch and Mobility Workout. Before we get started, a towel, a water. For this, I have a tennis ball. If you have a soft stress ball, that's also good. If you want more tension, you can use a lacrosse ball or a trigger point tool. The other thing I'd recommend as we do this is just having a counter nearby, a wall, a really sturdy chair, because you might need some support as we work, especially through the foot, which we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna take a tennis ball, nice and safely, bend those legs, we're gonna put it down to the ground. First thing we'll do is we're gonna put the ball gently underneath the arch of your foot. Now from here, this is where you might wanna support yourself on either side, and we're just gonna gently start to roll that tennis ball up and down the arch of our foot. Our foot has almost a quarter of the bones in our body are located in our feet. And here's what's interesting. The rest of our body is really driven by what happens on the ground. So it's like truly where the rubber meets the road. So what happens with our feet, if we can start to free up those bones, free up that tissue, all that tissue is connected to lines of tissue that go all the way up the rest of our body. We've had people with toes that won't move where they've had shoulder pain for years. And it was actually because their big toe wouldn't move enough. So we're gonna attack the foot with some mobility work and stretch work, and then I'm gonna open it up for you. So what we're looking for right now, we're gonna stay here just a little bit more, and then we're gonna move the ball a little bit. We're going with the tissue, so we're going along the line of the tissue in our arch. Now, if this brings you pain, if you have plantar fasciitis, if you have issues in the foot, then once again, where there's pain, it's a no-go. We don't do this drill. If you didn't know you had pain, and this reveals some real pain in your foot, either foot, that's great information to take to your healthcare practitioner. As we go, we're trying to put a little more pressure. Now we're gonna move it just a little quicker. So the first time we were just rolling it up and back slowly to reveal what we call hot spots. And when you find them, you'll know it. So we don't go too crazy. We reveal this hot spot, and then we just stay there a little bit if you find one. We work a smaller range of motion, and we get into that area to try to free up. That's just where tissue is bound up, or where its fibers are intertwined and locked in, so we're trying to free that up. Now, we're gonna take that tennis ball, we're gonna slide it up just underneath the pads of your toes, just before them, and we're gonna just go side to side. So now what we're doing is, and at first, the ball might squirt out on you, and that's totally okay. You're gonna get used to it. You're gonna learn how to control it and keep it under your foot. If it slides, that's no problem. Supporting yourself if you need to. Now we're going what's called cross fiber. So the fibers are going this way. We're taking the implement and we're going across the fibers to try to open that tissue up. If that foot gets locked up, watch my arm here. When I just move my hand like this, picture that being your foot and this being your calf and your leg muscles. See what's happening? Now when I free that up, see what happens here? See all that movement? That movement is so good for your flexibility and your mobility. And I'll explain the difference between those in a second. Last thing, we're gonna slide that ball up just right before our heel right here. So we're gonna put it right in front of our heel. Right there, there's a big band of tissue that comes down from our lower leg, underneath the heel and into the bottom of the foot. We're gonna just gently open that up a little bit, and this alone, just the beauty of being out of shoes if you can manage it. Just allowing your feet to breathe, to be open, to feel the ground is so good. It's the way we were designed. We really were. And when we get back to this, it just gives us so much good. So now we're gonna stay right there for a second. We're just gonna take our foot off. So now that we've moved the tissue a little bit, what I'd like you to do is just try to wiggle your toes. So we're gonna just really try to get some movement through your toes. Now, if you want, you can pause me, you can sit down, you can actually take your hands and just move your toes a little bit. So push them down, open them up. We're just gonna wiggle. So then gently, really gently, we're just gonna put our foot behind us and very lightly, if there isn't pain here, we're just gonna let those toes bend a little bit just to kind of open up, and then we'll come out of that. We're gonna give it a little bit of a bend, just to let that stretch happen on the front side of the foot. And then we're gonna take those toes gently and just lightly push down. And you should feel a nice stretch underneath the toes and maybe into the arch of your foot. So we're just gonna let that stretch, not holding your breath. Sometimes when we're working on something new, we don't even realize that our shoulders come up, we're kind of tense, we're holding our breath. Check that every now and then. Just take that check-in breath, let those shoulders drop and relax. We're working this, not this. And then the last thing we'll do before we switch feet is we're just gonna pull the toes in, push the toes out. Pull the toes in, push them out. So we're gonna integrate some of that stretch by activating some of the muscles that we need to move our foot so that we can integrate the work that we just did, so our brain can go, oh, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do, and remind the brain that that tissue can move like that. So we're gonna get in this side here, and if you wanna start quick, I'm just starting quick because I feel like I found a spot right away. Otherwise, you're taking your time, you're just working your way through. You kind of move the ball off to one side a little bit, and when you do that, when you get toward the outside of your foot, you'll just feel it kind of run the ridge inside that bone that runs along the bottom of the outside of the foot. Sometimes there's sticky spots there. Then you might decide that you want to get it a little more medial or inside the foot, kind of where that arch is, and you work it up along that arch. So we're just looking, or dead center. We're going from the front of the heel to the pads behind the toes. That space in between there, just working it open. Now we're going to put a little more pressure if you can tolerate it. And we're going to dig in, find that spot, or start to look for one. So now I found one for me, and it's a little bit back toward my heel and toward the outside. So I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to work that spot. And I know that this doesn't seem like, the best, most effective exercises in the world. And, oh, we're not huffing and puffing, and, I'm not feeling any burn. And we've got plenty of that for you. I mean, you look at all of our workouts and all of our exercises. I mean, there are thousands for you to look into. This is the stuff that we won't do. I won't do it if someone doesn't take me through it. That's why we're doing it, because you might not on your own. And if you do this a couple times a week, it is so beneficial because it reconnects that foot, all those muscles with your brain, and it helps free up all the tissue that comes up through the rest of our body to help us with that flexibility and the mobility of our ankles and our knees and our hips. So now we're doing that side to side. We're behind the balls of the feet, just rolling. And once again, you can put more pressure in here. If you're like, Dave, tennis ball's not working for me, you put a lacrosse ball under there, that's gonna light your fire. So you're gonna have to probably back off of that. So you can always make it harder. If it's too much, you back off, or you get a softer ball, like a little stress ball. Last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna slide that up. We're gonna get in front of that heel. We're gonna work across that tissue, taking our time. And the cool thing about this is also, like I said, this might reveal something you didn't know you had, a pain that's down there. You might do this for a couple, once or twice a week for 3 months. And then you go for a vacation and you walk the beach, or you go on a hike, or you started a new class somewhere. And then 3 months later you do this and you're like, oh my gosh, what is that? It's beautiful to get that information now so we can work on it and free it up before it turns into an injury somewhere. So now we'll just take that toe, we're gonna move them a little bit. So, pull them in, open the toes up, just get a little movement through there, which works all the way up the leg. Now we're gonna gently take those toes and just kind of put them underneath us. What I do sometimes with this, and this is where you'll want some support. You probably already figured that out. So sometimes I'll put a pillow or something soft underneath, because this can be irritating to the back of the toes. And it's called a toe pull in Z Health. They actually use this to help remind the brain of this proprioception that, wow, we can move, and it will wire you up and it will connect things that silly, but it's not. It's really, really powerful. So just little pulls there, hold, and then we're just gonna take those toes, and that's just that easy bend. And once again, side to side. Say this side, wow, I could really bend and it didn't hurt. This side, I can barely bend my toes and there's a lot of pain. That's something to talk to your healthcare practitioner about, because there may be something in there that can be freed up. You wanna catch it now. This is prevention. As much as it is helping us stretch and get mobile and flexible, it's also a preventative measure to stave off those injuries that will come if these can't do what they need to do. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna come nice and controlled, however you feel like you wanna come down to the ground. We've worked on ways in the past, but you just get down here safely. We're gonna take the ball, we're just gonna put it underneath our calf. Now, once again, the harder the ball, the more response you're gonna get out of this. If you wanna make it even a little more challenging with the softball, all you gotta do is bring that other leg on top, which will put more weight down into the ball. So what we're doing is taking this ball, we're putting it in this big part of our calf right here. We're gonna generally start, and we're gonna do that too. We're gonna generally start in the middle, right in the middle, and we're gonna move around a little bit, and then we can kind of get outside, and then we can go to the other side or inside and outside. We can get a little bit lower with it, just moving the knee if you need to move the knee a little bit, and then you're looking for that spot where you go, oh my gosh. Now, when you find that, if you find that, that's a spot for us to just get some work on. So we're gonna grab that right there and stay. We're gonna breathe. We're gonna back off, and you're gonna release the tension. So a lot of times when we find a hot spot, and this is mobility work, right? It's helping us get to more flexibility. When we find a hot spot, we have a tendency to tighten up and hold our breath. Don't let the stretch, don't let the work do that to you. Find it, breathe, relax, and then just allow it to keep working down into that spot to free up that calf. So now what we'll do sometimes is we'll pull the toe and just extend it. If you find that spot, pull, extend, get on that spot for me. This is moving the tissue, kind of like a bit of an active release, and we release. We're gonna take the ball out. If you have a towel with you, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take that towel, we're gonna use this to help us stretch. We're just gonna gently pull in. So if you need a longer towel, that's fine. Just keep a nice flat back. If you wanna use a bath towel and be all the way back here, make it easy on yourself. We're gonna just pull in. So I'm getting a really light stretch through here and that side of my calf. No pain. Be really careful with the ankle so we're not cranking this. We take a breath. We try gently just to kind of pull out, and then we help it. You won't get a lot of range of motion here. So we're trying to open our foot that way, and we're helping it with this hand. So I'm helping just open it here. Then I'm gonna, one more time, I'm gonna roll it in. Get that stretch. And if we're doing this right, we shouldn't feel pain in the ankle. We should feel a little bit of stretch up here. And then we're gonna pull out one more time. We're just gonna get that. We're gonna open the foot the opposite way. We're gonna try to open it like I'm trying to push the ball of my foot here and this big pad of my foot away from me. And then we're just gonna come here, just a little circle with the foot. So I'm coming down, there's a little tension there, and then a little stretch there. I'm gonna take it the other way, just to activate it, and then just a nice, that's dorsiflexion. So when we get our ankle where we get it to a 90 degree and our toes are coming up toward our shin, that's called dorsiflexion in the ankle. If we don't have that, we can't push off on the ground, we can't squat, we can't lunge. It's hard to walk upstairs because this is blocked. It won't bend. When that can't bend, this and this have to make up for the difference. So this is a really neat way to keep that ankle open. We get a nice easy pull. You should feel a good stretch in the back of your calf. Now I'm almost trying to pull the front side of my foot toward my body. You feel a little bit of a burn here if you get that activated, which will help release these muscles over here. We're gonna rest that. We're gonna switch to the other side. We're gonna put the ball under. Another thing I love to do with this, if you want a little bit more of a acute, being able to really get in there and really have it be able to do the work it needs to do. If you have a yoga block, you can put that underneath your calf. So I'd have the yoga block and this ball on top of it. And that gives us more leverage on the ball. You don't need it because there's enough. I mean, we can work here, but that will really make it more effective and really help you narrow down on the spots that you need and give you the force from the top down that you want to be able. So right here, I found, and that's what we call searching, right? So we just, in the beginning, we search. What's in there? What's going on? Is everything cool? My muscle's happy with me? And then we find, and you're always gonna find little things in your calf. They take a lot of work every day, a lot of force. So it's normal that you have some tension in there. It's normal that, you know, on different days, you might feel a little more sore than other days, or you might find a spot that you didn't have on a different day. That is normal. It's not normal when that spot you find is like an 8 or a 9 out of a 1 to a 10. 10 being call 911, this is bad. That's not normal. 2, 3, maybe a 5 here and there, and it gets better when we work on it. That's the thing. As you find a spot and you work on it, like I'm working on one now, if it gets better and it starts to feel better, that's a good sign. If the tissue isn't responding and it stays at that level of pain, once again, thank you. We found out information that's important to share with somebody. So we'll stay here just a second longer. We're gonna find that spot again. We're gonna pull the toe up, which stretches the muscle, and then we're gonna push it down, which Gives it a little bit of a different release. We're gonna pull, we're gonna push. We'll do one more time here and push. And I'll tell you, if you just take this concept that we're showing you and you explore it on your own, look up self-myofascial release. It's called SMR. Look at foam rolling. Look at, trigger point work. You'll see all these cool exercises. We've got a bunch of stuff on our site that can just help you just explore this. So we're going in, now we're pulling out a little bit, make sure the towel's securely wrapped around the foot, no pain. We're gonna come in again. Good, get that nice stretch on the outside of the foot. Hold that. We're gonna come out, won't go far, but we're gonna try to push this away from us. See if we can get that open. And then now we're just gonna do a couple circles. And like I said, longer towel, just sit right up nice and tall, get on those sit bones. One of the things that we do is we sometimes throw away one thing to gain another thing, right? So we're doing this work on our ankles, and we're doing this work on our calves and our feet, and I'm holding the towel, my posture's like this the whole time. It's up on those sit bones. You get nice and tall. We're working posture all the time. That is so important. Last one, we pull gently, trying to actively, like a 3 or a 4 out of 10, pull the front of that foot toward me as I'm supporting a pull with the towel. So I get a nice stretch in the back of that calf, pulling through, and then we're gonna release. Okay, now we're gonna just arms behind us. We're gonna put our feet up in the air. If we're too far back, it's not gonna be good enough. If we're too far forward, we're gonna block our hips. So this is some really cool stuff that Stretch to Win does. And all I want you to do right here, nice and easy, is you're just gonna let your legs fall from side to side. So now we're actually gonna get into some real mob, some real stretch. We've gone through the foot, gone through the calf. We're working our way up now to the hip complex, low back, front side of the hips, all through our hip flexors, which you're gonna feel in a little bit, and then up through our trunk, our spine. So we can free that area up. That's the carriage where our limbs connect to. Our arms and our legs are connected to that trunk. If that can move the way it's supposed to move and stabilize the way it's supposed to stabilize, then we can do things in life. If it gets locked up, then everything else gets locked up. So now, after this last adjustment, we're gonna come up with our hands. We're gonna sweep our feet around. If you can't do this on the floor, that's fine. Maybe you can do it on a bed. Maybe you can get yourself elevated. Just do your best to start wherever you're at. It's all gonna be helpful as long as it doesn't hurt. So we're almost a 90-90 where you feel comfortable. What I want you to do now is you're just gonna walk your hands across, and I'm gonna come around so I can look at you while I do this once you've seen the setup. We're gonna just walk our hands across. Our chest stays in line with our chin. We look with our eyes, is nice and slow, so we don't lose our balance, we don't get disoriented. And then all we're gonna do here, take a breath. So we go just to where you feel a little resistance, not pain. You feel a little resistance. So I got a little bit there. We take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. If I can, I look a little bit further. I let my shoulders go just a little further that way. No pain in the back. Should feel big open through the rib cage. We're gonna do one more time. Eyes look as far as we can without pain in the neck. So we come around. Take that breath and let it release. Now, if you can do this, if not, you stay where you are. We're gonna come down to our elbow, and all I want you to do here is, it's just gonna be a little bit of a lean and turn. We're gonna squeeze this backside, and we're just gonna push this hip, this trail hip. We're gonna just bring that forward. Eyes look, squeeze like you're trying to make a fist with your backside, with your butt cheek. That helps open up this hip. That's where we're stretching, the front side of that hip. We just turn a little bit. Don't hold your breath. Get those breaths. We're gonna do one more here. Eyes look. Chin is staying with that chest the best we can. We turn from up here, not in our low back, trying to get this open, and then we relax. And then the last thing I want you to do here is you're just gonna reach up if you can and come back. Support here on the arm. You reach up toward the sky. No pain. Little stretch through the front side. Working through the hip. Pushing off the floor. I'm active with this elbow. And then we return. We're gonna walk ourselves up the top. We're gonna come back around. We're gonna do a quick reset here. So we're just gonna let those go. Don't fight them. They go as far as they can comfortably. You're not forcing it. If you feel a side locked up more than the other, then maybe we can stay one side. You can block it with a pillow or a yoga block, and you can just start that breathing and let that open up and see if we can free that spot up, because most times you'll be able to. So let's switch it now. We're gonna come right here. I'm gonna bring myself around for you. We get that 90-90, we feel comfortable. We walk those hands around. Man, and right there, I mean, that is such a good stretch all the way through the rib cage. And like I said, if this rib cage can move, everything attaches to that. If that's locked up, the shoulder, the whole arm, it can't move. That's where we lose our posture. That's where we start to get that forward collapse and we get hunched over. This is the stuff that brings life back into our core, into our hips, into our legs, everywhere. I mean, it is so important. It's called inside out, core to extremity. We look with the eyes. Breathe when we hit that little point of resistance. Maybe one more time. We see if we can look a little, find something in the room, pick an object, see if you can get those eyes there. You can let this back hip come through a little bit. You don't have to lock that. Let that come through just a little bit. Breathe in through the nose. Excellent. Now, if you can, you're going to come down to that elbow. And then once again, we're just going to come through, squeeze that glute back here. It's not just throwing your hips forward. It's nice and controlled. We press through. We send the eyes around. Take a breath, and we're back. We're going to do two more. Come up and around. Squeeze, open, back. Last one. Come up and around. Feel this. Feel this. No pain in the back. No pain in your shoulders. From here, if you can, it's just that sit and reach. We're still bringing this back hip forward. So there's a rotation there. And our real flexibility and our real mobility, believe it or not, it comes from your brain. So if something gets tight, if something gets locked up, if there's an imbalance in muscle, then our brain's gonna go, I don't feel you're safe. I don't feel I can ask you to do things with load and speed and gravity. So I'm gonna lock you up. And when I lock you up, the joints you're connected to get locked up. Let's do one more. When we move in multiple planes without forcing it, without finding pain, this is where we create a new freedom again through our bodies. So we're gonna come around. I'm gonna stay this way so you can see me, just right where we are. You're gonna come around in the front. We're almost there. We're almost there. Come around front side on our elbows. If this is too much, you're out of it. If it's too much, you can bring your hands out further so that there's less of an arch in your back. So you can walk those fingers out. I want you to just let your body melt into the floor to the best of your ability. And then all we're gonna do here is just nice and easy. And it's such a small range of motion. We're strengthening our upper back muscles. We're stretching the front side of our body, the front side of our neck. We're getting that posture up, but it's a nice, easy, eyes look up. Let me come over with you. It's a nice, easy, eyes look up, and then easy chin comes down. And then we'll get a little bit of stretch in the back. Eyes up, and at any moment, if there's any pain, just drop and sit right there. So we're gonna go again, eyes down. Now, here's what I want you to do for me on this one. Eyes up, just to where you feel resistance, not pain. And now here's what we're gonna do. In through the nose, breathe into the belly button. Breathe your belly button into the floor. Breathing is the brain and the body's one of its most important ways to realize that it's safe, to create flexibility and mobility. You hold your breath and you try to be flexible. There are strength stretches where you have to do it. But ultimately, when we tense up, it's like people that get in car accidents or in accidents. When you're tensed up, people tend to get more hurt than when they're loose. Now, last thing here, we're just gonna, if we can, we're gonna look off to the side, try to send our eyes, no pain in the neck. You should feel a little bit of almost like a squeeze in your back on that side. So we look back, no pain, just nice movement. We come back to front. My friends at, we're gonna go the other side. We're gonna look back. We're gonna do one more each way. You come forward. If you can ask for a little more stretch, you go for it. If not, stay right where you are. My friends at Original Strength, they do some really, really cool stuff with what we call primal movement, innate patterns like this. All of these things like this we did when we were babies. We didn't know how to do it. We just naturally did it. Our eyes led the way for us. Our body followed in sequence, and all of a sudden we figured out how to walk. How is that possible? We're gonna walk ourselves up because it's the way we were made to move. And when we remind ourselves of these movements, everything goes back. It's like a reset button. Literally, that's what we call it, pressing reset. All fours. If you need to put towels, whatever underneath your knees to keep them safe, we go for it. We're almost there. We're gonna do a little, and I do this a lot because we're gonna just floss that spine. So that's that cow right here, pulling the belly button in, letting the head fall. That's that cat. Now I'm gonna give you an opportunity here because mobility means flexibility. We can be really flexible but have no mobility. Mobility is strength at a place where we are flexed or where our joints need to stabilize themselves. And the more range of motion we can give them with strength, that's mobility, which really creates good flexibility. So with strength here, pulling in the belly button, pushing through the ground, not holding our breath, we're creating a stretch cycle and a strengthening cycle. So I contract here and I free here. My freedom comes from a contraction, okay? So here we go. Now, I'm gonna give you an opportunity just, if you want, to come up and then a little bit of a hold. There's some mobility right there. If not, you just keep doing some cat-cows and you're out of there. We're gonna release, we're gonna drop, we're gonna pull, we're gonna reset, we're gonna come up, we're gonna hold, push those hands and toes in the ground, nice and strong, through the floor, fire all those muscles in the core and in the shoulders and in the hips, and we relax. From here, we're gonna come up, we're gonna work our way up safely to our feet, and then all I want you to do is hands supported. Just gonna come right here. Hips go back, feet stay flat. We're gonna put our hands on our knees, and then we're just gonna come extend the best you can. Hips gotta keep traveling back. Weight goes into your heel. Should be a little hamstring stretch. It's not a bow. Don't bow. Support here, flat back, sit back, just trying to squeeze those legs a little bit. If this doesn't work for you, that's fine. Just move a little bit. We're gonna do 1, 2, head stays in line with your spine so you're not cranked up, you're not down. Last one here, dip, and a little bit of a stretch. We're supported here, push the hips back, weight comes into the heels, support near you if you need it in case you lose your balance. Now we walk our hands up, and this is it. We're gonna just do a little integration of movement. So a lot of these things we worked on, we're gonna come from the ground up. So we're just gonna step to the side, and we're gonna reach across. So what's happening now is those feet are moving in different ways. They're grabbing the floor. We're coming up through our hips and our pelvis. We're coming through our trunk. We're rotating through because we're gonna integrate that movement, that new flexibility we might have found with some of those muscles. We put it into a pattern that our brain can actually put that newfound flexibility, that newfound capacity to work. So we're gonna do 2 more here. Good. Now we're gonna split our feet, stay near a wall in case you need balance. I've got my left foot forward. I'm gonna reach up. So my right hand, left foot forward, right hand, I'm just gonna reach up and I'm gonna turn just a little bit. Head stays in line with the chest, opening through here, trying to get a little rotation, helping with this hand, just a nice stretch. 3, big breath. 2, into the belly, not the shoulders. We're gonna switch sides. Hand goes up, my left hand, my right foot forward. I'm gonna come over just where I'm comfortable. And I'm gonna keep turning the shoulders, not from my low back, from up top. Reach. Good. And then here's our last one. I'm gonna let you go for the day. It's a good stretch. So all this is gonna be is split your feet. We'll go back to that left foot forward, hand on the hip, just a little bit right there. If you don't like it, if the back doesn't like it, don't do it. But it's a reach up and across. I'm supported here, a little stretch through here. Last one. I'm gonna send that hand up and over. I'm gonna switch side. We'll do 3 reps here. Up and over and back. Let this side open up. Let this side be strong and stable. Stability in one part of our body allows mobility safely in the other part of our body. That's why strength is so important. That's why flexibility is so important. Shake it all out. Just a little shake. And I'll tell you what, one of my mentors, his name was Dr. Igor Burdenko. He's like 82 right now. One of his favorite things was just shaking. Just taking a moment. We get so tense throughout our day. We don't realize it. Just checking in on that throughout your day, you'll realize your shoulders are up, you're holding your breath, breathing up here, and you're tense. Just shake it out. No pain, totally loose. Let it all go, and then go make it a great day.